Vani ma'am. It's my honor to have you on the Aniket Show. How are you doing?
Thank you, Aniket. It's a very nice to be on your show. Thank you for inviting me, and I've been doing pretty good. Thank you.
That's wonderful. So somewhere I think by growing up, what we become is the result of the seeds sown in our childhood. So I want you to take us through your childhood. How was your childhood like? What were your dreams and aspirations at that time?
It goes way back. I was born in Bangalore, but we were raised in Hyderabad. My dad was of the middle income group. We were just, normal people with very little ambitions because everything was so budgeted. And but my dad wanted to give us, he had four daughters. We were four of us and my mom, and my granny. So we were all women home with just my dad being the sole earning member. And he gave us values and always said education is important. The most important thing was that he educates us. That was his only ambition in life, that we see through our education. I wanted to get us married early and, go and settle in your husband's homes and then do whatever you want. But then as we grew up, he encouraged us to do everything. Being women those days, I'm talking about the 70s, where, it was more, we were from a conservative family. But my dad broke all that and said, take us for swimming, teach us how to ride a scooter, play cricket, which is boys' games, like, you play. So everything he exposed us. So we had a very kind of lovely childhood, I must say. And of course, Hyderabad was the place that we aligned to because most of our childhood and our youth was there. Went to college, played cricket for the state. My sister was I have a twin sister, and she was very ambitious about playing cricket for the country. And those days, women's cricket was not much. Shanta Swami was the only name we would hear. And of course, I by default, I started playing because I have to be with her. We were twins. We did everything together. So it was good fun, a very an upbringing full of values. And I think it's seeing me through who I am today is because of that foundation my dad and my mom laid. So they both are no more, but my gratitude for giving us an amazing childhood.
That's so amazing. And like it is completely reflected in what you are right now. You have such a great personality, and the values you have completely reflect your childhood and upbringing. And and I want to ask you that you have had a great change making journey. uh, so how it did it start from just being a homemaker to to now a voice of sustainability? And if I may say, you are indirectly called as warm Rani. So how did this transformation happen? If you could share those triggers that happened to you, um, that made you such a phenomenal change maker.
Thank you, Aniket, for saying that. And uh, it has been a long journey, and I didn't intend anything to happen because I didn't have any ambitions in life. It was, getting married. My father said, no, you can't go for work. If your husband permits, you can go. That's what he said. And I come to my in-laws place and, a very cozy kind of, setup where everybody was very loving and I had no need to go out and do anything. So I kind of had children, and my husband would take care of everything else, and we lived with the in-laws, and it was pretty comfortable, and I hardly knew anything outside home. If at all, I go with family, and so I was not exposed to being on my own. And then when my kids grew up a little bit, when they were in college, I thought I'll explore something. I got an opportunity. Somebody said, come and join the RWA, that is the Resident Welfare Association for our entire locality. And so I thought, let me explore and check what it is that people go for these RWA meetings for. And that's where I understood that there's so much we can do, for our neighborhood. And I got exposed. I met Dr. Meenakshi, who's a friend of mine now, and she is the one who pulled me into the space of waste management. And we started doing campaigns in Malleshwaram, and that's where we understood how important it is for us to segregate our waste. And many things like I heard saying that we import garbage from outside to pick paper to make to the paper industry. They need paper for recycling, and why not collect the entire thing from apartments? So we had a campaign going. There were kids in my building who I involved into this. So it was lots of fun in the beginning because I believed in a visual kind of thing. But the whole point is that understanding the impact of our ways, the way we live, on the environment, on the ecosystem, was the changing aspect. I think if everybody becomes sensitive to that, I think each of us will be a hero for the planet. We would do our bit to make sure that we influence more people and get them to take on things that are so important and vital for the healthy planet. Because if the planet is healthy, we are healthy. And how much of pollution is happening. So the awareness is the key. And if you are aware, and if you educate yourself, and if you get onto the action mode, like it's not just knowing something, it is being somebody or doing something is most important. So you need to be that person who is committed, who no matter what, I would take this on. However difficult composting is, or tough it is, or whatever, I will give it a try. And that's the kind of spirit that you need to invoke in people, which will ultimately transform an individual, and that will transform the society, and then the community, and then the entire citizens of this planet. And we will be doing a great service to the other species that are getting trapped because of the way we live. Yeah.
True. And that's so true. It is important to transform our ideas into action, and onto that only, I would like to ask you, like, if someone like me who has, I would be really honest, I have no experience in composting and leading a zero waste lifestyle, and you are an inspiration to all of us who is doing it for years and also driving people to lead this. So how should someone like me start start taking the action?
Yeah. So I can share how I started, because I told you about Dr. Meenakshi, but then after that, it soon became a kind of, there are different people who are looking at the same way to take on, something for the planet. And we came together and formed the Solid Waste Management Roundtable, which was the changing point for me, because when you are in a group, what really happens is you have high motivation. You learn from each other. There's always somebody supporting you, somebody trying this, somebody upping the game and raising the bar. So I think a group is always, though individual, you can make a lot of change. But what really worked for me is that one team that committed itself to change the ways Bangalore looks at waste, how citizens are going to be waste sensitive, and we created campaigns. We put our heads together and tried to do many things, and it is a 12-year journey that we've had. I think that has been the strength and the motivation to be who I am today. So I owe everything to a group of committed, mostly women. There are a few men, but mostly they are women, and amazing team that we are. That is the Solid Waste Management Roundtable. So for anybody who is new, who are looking at doing something other than what they are doing, and not giving excuses. I don't have the time. I kind of, where is the space? Everything. You open your mind. There is no constraints at all. It's just that looking at one aspect of your life, you generate waste. We all generate waste. And what does our waste do? how are we going to be mindful? What is sustainable living? It's nothing just put yourself in a reverse gear and go back to your grandmother's time. They were living sustainably. They would take a jhola and take for their market. They would not ask for a plastic cover. It was not there then. So we need to look at how they lived, the minimalism that we need to bring in our lives. Today it's a very fast-paced life. Too much of things available. Everybody wants to buy, and you're just creating so much of waste, and so much of resources are being used. So we need to connect that. We are depleting resources constantly by using products that are single use or that used for a very short while, and we are discarding it. When we discard, we pollute, because you don't know where it's reaching, how it's hurting the ecosystem. So all these get into a play where you realize that we get sucked into these. So how do I pull myself out of this? By taking small steps. It is about small steps. It's not about doing everything tomorrow. It's not that, or doing everything today. You cannot, because today they use a new word called eco-anxiety. Everybody is like,
Yes.
oh, am I doing enough for my planet? So that's the thing. You shouldn't fall into that trap of getting anxious and dropping everything. So take one step at a time, which is the closest to you. Look at what are you accepting? Is it a single use, which can be avoided? How do you equip yourself to avoid it? Small steps like that. Composting, of course, is like one of the biggest things that you can do on a daily basis, by keeping that 60% of the waste that we generate from our kitchens into that beautiful compost that is feeding the soil. Because the kitchen waste, the peels, does not belong to the landfill. It belongs to the soil. So how are we going to look at what food is all about? It has to be grown in living soil. How does the soil become living? It becomes living when you put organic matter back into soil. So I think learning all this, connecting to nature, connecting to something that's so powerful, it will draw you. When you just connect it, it just draws you. It's a path, a never-ending path that you are on. And it's most fulfilling, and you feel so good being there. So for anybody who wants to give it a start slow, learn, and don't ever give up, because I think the fear of failure is what stops people. And if you fail, it's great, because I failed terribly when I did composting. Today I talk with so much of authority, though I still don't know the science behind it, but I have honed it as an art. And so that's very important, that a failure teaches you. It's okay to fall. It's okay to, try something and not do very well in the beginning, because that's where you have an opportunity to learn more. The failure teaches you. The failure gives you a lot of clues on what went wrong, how you can set it right. So that's the education. That's the way you evolve. So never fear failure. Give it a try. Jump into it. I'm sure, each of us have so much to contribute. Yeah.
True that. And like I would also recommend everyone to follow Vani ma'am on Instagram. She has some of the incredible ideas and DIY ideas and how to start. I would recommend everyone to follow her. And also, ma'am, I'm curious to learn about how this journey has transformed you personally. How do you see yourself 20 years back and now? How this journey have transformed you?
Oh, that's a paradigm shift. I would say I'm not the same person at all. Uh, who I was very shy, introvert, and not going out on doing things on my own. Very low self-esteem, and always thought I was not good enough. That's who I was some time back. But then what really, I'm like the butterfly cocoon. I mean, the caterpillar in a cocoon. When the cocoon is ready, it comes out like a butterfly, free to fly and explore the world. So I think I just broke free from that trappings that I had for myself. And this being in this space gave me an opportunity to build a personality, or the person that I authentically am. There is so much in me which never got explored, which never got the validation that I could do something, that's what who I became. That I am confident, I'm happy, I know I enjoy at 60. I love to do what I'm doing on Instagram or wherever. So I'm always, high energy, excited, and feel that need to to share what I experience with the people that follow me, and that's like gives me the energy to be who I am, fully self-expressed. Yeah, yeah.
Yes. And like, you have to choose one more special thing you feel most, from heart.
I don't know the love that I get from people. People always said social media is very dangerous, it's toxic, and all that. I've never experienced that. I've experienced such amazing energy from the people, and I get so much love, respect, and it just keeps reinforcing my what work that I do. It just tells me that great, you just keep going. So I become unstoppable. I'm talking about the same things for 10 years. It could have got very boring, but there is so much energy that I draw from the people that it makes it very interesting for me to share the same things again and again without feeling bored or making others bored. I don't know how many get bored without what I'm doing, but I know there are more new people who are, going to watch. So, I could continue and not, get, even if the content has the same, I'm adding something or the other. So that excitement is the best takeaway that I have being in this space. That it keeps me energetic, it keeps me wanting to do more.
Because you are doing some phenomenal work. So,
Yeah.
how would you like, uh, uh, how would you like us and the upcoming uh, generations tour? I remember you like.
Yeah, I think you should remember that old lady was good fun. Yeah.
Yes, social media has been a great accelerator to bring the change what you wanted to see. So how would you like to uh, how would you like to suggest young people like me and to use social media as?
Well, I don't know about uh, how young people are using social media, but if you have a cause and if you have a focus on something that is important, for our ecosystem or for, everybody's talking about the climate change. Everybody's talking, we are hearing about the disaster that's happening because of the global warming. So there is something that each of us can contribute. So apart from doing everything else, if that focus is there, that I would like to, take on something, and also not just do it personally, but share it with people. You never know. You would have triggered somebody, somebody into looking at it who not even thought of it. So I think sharing is so important, because when you say you care, you share. That's where you shouldn't stop yourself from saying, "Oh, this is too small." You know, so many people are doing so many things. All that, those conversations, you should just go, just stop and just share. It's okay. You may be ridiculed, but you have to believe that what you're doing is something that everybody has an opportunity to take on. So when you do that, there will be somebody, one or two people, maybe out of 100, two people. That itself is great. If you could have influenced two people, that itself is great. So you don't have to become an influencer or so many followings. That is never my idea, because the whole point is, how did I land up with so many? It was just an authentic sharing. It was just being myself, uh, I'm so committed about believing that it is so important. You have to believe this is extremely important. More people should be in action. You cannot just sit and sign petitions and all. It's not going to help. It is about action. What action are you taking? That too on a daily basis. Once in a year, if you say Earth Day or Environment Day and do a project, that won't help. On a daily basis, what action are you taking? And if that action can translate into sharing, and today we have a powerful tool called the social media. Use it as a
Yes.
powerful tool and spread the word. You never know that how you could be influencing somebody. I had no clue how people are getting influenced. But then when people
Yes.
write to me, DM me, and the comments that I get, I know I'm doing the right thing. So and nothing can stop you after that. Just have to
And
believe in some things.
I completely agree with you. And also, I would like to know, so how do you be got
Oh,
when after
okay.
getting such an amazing response from the people?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't go by the norms of how you should be on social media. You have to create
Yes.
content. You have to post so many. I have never hashtagged. I don't tag people. You see any of my posts, I will not have a hashtag. So I don't go on the norms of how you should. I didn't learn how to be on social media. It's just,
Yes.
I think I guess what has kept me going or kept it a strong, account is just that what I do every day, I'm sharing. I don't plan anything. I'm going to put my waste, or I see a caterpillar. I just take a video or a picture, and I'm just excited about sharing it. So that more people understand. There's so many people now rearing butterflies. So many people are not killing those, the caterpillars which are eating up their curry leaves. So I think that's what keeps me excited, that I could help someone understand, what a butterfly is to a garden, and how do they come. Butterflies just don't come. They have to eat something, the caterpillars. So your curry leaves is not, you share, like monkeys come, you share. So I think the content is my everyday living. If I'm cooking something, the vessel that I use, so I think it is just that you have to be yourself. You don't have to imitate people, or they had this following, how did they get, go behind, how do I drive myself to get the audience, followers, and how do I maintain. So I don't think I stressed myself about all that. For me, I'm as enthusiastic as I was when I have 5,000 followers. It really didn't make a difference. Now only thing is I get a lot of likes, a lot of comments,
Yes.
and if I go open my DM, it's like scary because too many questions keep asking, and it's impossible for me to answer. So
Yes.
many people ask me, do you have somebody helping you with social media? No, I had my niece, who in the initial time when I my account, she wanted me to get a that blue tick, and
Yes.
so she was the one who applied for it. I didn't know much, so I technically there is this much I know, not more than that. I'm okay. I don't need anybody to help me to manage my account. So I can't answer people, too many people. So I just let it. I just leave it for as a sharing platform. What I share, what I do, what I share. That's it. And with a definitely a mission in life that I wish every household. That's my mission. That every household gets to try composting. You eat, you generate the kitchen waste. Give it a try. Don't let those peels go away and get lost and pollute our environment. That's my entire mission in life. So if that around that, I play around everything that's sustainable that I practice. I don't talk about anything that I don't practice.
Yes.
That's the, I think that makes it even more kind of, it's your, it's nothing to do with anything else. You don't have to
Yes.
prepare yourself to be on social media. At 60, if I could be comfortable doing reels and selecting songs that I love when I grew up in my teens, the soft rock and all. So I put all that. So people are shocked. So who, your niece does it? No, I'm doing it. So it's like, how are you editing? I think that enthusiasm brings out the learning. It's easy for you to get comfortable with something like this in my age, because my when I first got into social media, my son said, "Oh, this is for youngsters." I said, "Really? Why can't I give it a try?" So it's, yeah, I think being comfortable, the way you are, who you are, putting that out itself, I think makes a big difference. Yeah.
It's so insightful, and it's really important to understand at the the key to be on the social media is to be ourselves, and how you shared is so insightful and really great. And now I, I want to know your views on mental mental health, and how do you handle the stress uh, you 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 face?
Yeah. Well, stress is something that we all know comes from every direction. You
Right.
have fears, you have worries, you have anxieties, you have something, baggage from the past. All these are the ones that constrain you, and with all the stress that we can put on ourselves, we're not doing any service to ourselves. What happens is we just get bogged down, and today everybody talks about mental health, which is so important. We can have everything in life, but if we are unable to function the fullest potential that we are, it's not going to do any good to us. So for me, being in this field itself is a stress buster, because the way I connect, being with nature, falling in love with things that are, a part of this, the ecosystem, you know. So I think that was one of the biggest stress busters. Composting gave me, I would always call it so addictive. No drug can give me the high that a compost, just making my compost, harvesting it, smelling it, that's the high I get from life, for my life. And of course, over a period of time, I started looking at, the affirmations, what I don't need to hold on to, ease my life out, be more present to today. Don't worry about the future, or get the past, which would worry you. So I think over a period of time, I started understanding what I can let go, and what can I draw. So I know I can draw a lot of positivity, which is very important. And at the same time, I need to let go anything that is negative. Whether we're judging people, or we are, uh, being not grateful. There's so much. Bring gratitude, and that, be grateful for what you have and the opportunities that you have. That itself opens up so much of your stress. It keeps you calm, and you're so happy. Yeah. So running after things, I think one of the biggest problems is today's culture itself has become, you need to reach somewhere.
Yeah.
Once you enter the path, it's something organic happens. There's where you're not, you achieve everything when you open up yourself, open your mind, open your heart, because a lot of things should work from the heart also. So I think, yeah, to a great extent, this is something that it's come naturally to practice, to be, calm, happy doing what I'm doing, not ambitious to do more. I have to reach here or reach there. They keep saying zero waste, lifestyle. I don't think I'm a zero waste lifestyle. No, I don't want to be. I am low waste. Maybe over a period of time, till the end of my life, I will go in that journey where I will try to reduce even more. But I won't stress myself. Oh my God, today I ordered this. It had packaging. What do I do? No, I don't stress myself for that. Yeah. So you have to be, this one to yourself. What do you call? There's a word to that. Compassionate to your own self first,
Yes.
and not hurt yourself so much that you start all these anxiety problems keep coming. Yeah, you have to release stress by letting go everything that you're holding on to. Yeah.
It's like uh, uh, and you are saying all these things. I'm I'm just contemplating with myself how I am, and it's it's a lot to learn from you. And going to the end of the show, I would like you to share three things for youth, what you have learned from your life.
For youth, advice to the youth is something that I don't give at all, because I've had two sons, and I think over a period of time they're learning to see uh, who I am as a person and drawing that lessons. But yes, uh, do what your heart wants. Don't get pushed into getting to areas of life where your heart doesn't is not there. I see a lot of people burn out in workspace, which they're not happy at all. Don't put yourself into such things. If you want a career shift which is completely different from earning money, go for it. There's so much you can get. At least you'll be peaceful, you'll be happy. What's the point in earning so much money when it doesn't give you that peace and it just burns you out? And be compassionate, understanding, and always give environment thinking. That should be a big part of what you plan to do, because that needs your care and understanding, because this is one planet that we live on, and we all need to be a little more compassionate to the life on this planet, to different people. Of course, that and life has to be enjoyed. It has to be organic. That's where the stress is not there. So anxiety, stress, all these, I think, should be very consciously, managed. You have to be very conscious of what triggers you, how you're reacting to situations. I mean, people react to things on social media. People say something and you get completely reactive mode. How much of damage you're doing to yourself. So I think that's something that youth have to contemplate, have the maturity not to react. You have your thinking, and if somebody says something other than what you think, you don't have to react to that. It's okay. Everybody has an opinion. So don't stress yourself because of that. So I think, these are the things that's coming up to my mind right now. Yeah.
And three things you have learned from you.
Thank you. Three things you have learned from me.
From youth.
Youth. I have learned from
Generation
youth.
Z.
Oh yeah, the youth. Today's youth are like fearless, and they'll experiment with anything. And I think they've chosen to have more freedom than ever before. They make their decisions, and But only thing is, what I learned is even too much freedom also is not good. That, and of course, I have so much to learn from them. I keep learning from my children, their thinking, their mind, what they have, their opinions on the world issues, on religion. I learned so much because I didn't have this kind of exposure. So they want to be global citizens, and how they think. Before, it was like shocking to me that they have such thoughts. But then what they teach me is that I can also look at understanding these, from a different perspective, and not get stuck with what I think is the right way to do. So yeah, there's always something to learn from even youngsters or young youth or anybody. Life is like constant learning. You will learn till you die. It is there till, constantly we have something or the other to learn from.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Mm, we have a lot to learn from you, and it was amazing experience to have you on the show. Thank you so much for joining
Yeah.
us.
Thank you, Aniket. Thank you, and all the best. And you yourself are doing a great job, and so proud that we need youth like you, who lead and inspire many more people. Thank you so much for being who you are. Yeah.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It means a lot.